I've been a bit distracted, so I was distracted by a video game. One of my childhood. Oh, I can remember the PlayStation 2 come out, which is when this was. And this is probably one of the first few games I got for it, I believe. So this would probably be late childhood, teens, because I actually had a job and could buy a PlayStation 2. Either way, I really love this. It's quirks, because let's face it, it's a PlayStation 2. And I mean, it has its, what do I want to call it? Your typical PlayStation 2 RPG, JRPG, because, stuff. You're basically doing dungeon runs. But it's got really awesome quirks and twists to it that I still enjoy playing it today, and it's on, obviously on the PlayStation 4 now, so you can actually download it for yourself. But if you look for it, it's called Dark Cloud. There's actually 2 of them. This is the first one. The second one's a little more in-depth than this one is, but here, I'll stop talking to the gaffer here. This is the first town, and you look at the layout. I built this town. Well, rebuild it. So the purpose of this game is there is a dark genie that is coming to destroy the world, pretty much. And he goes through at the beginning and destroys a bunch of towns and places. And right before they get destroyed, a wizard, so to speak, comes in and places all of the buildings and the people and the fixtures of the towns into what are called Atlamillia. And you get to rebuild those towns by going into the dungeons and finding the Atlamillia. Now each town gets you a new ally, and I'll show you these guys here soon. Can't do it in here, but I'll show you them. I'll go into a dungeon so you can see them better. But here, this is your main guy. He actually lives in this town. He was the only one spared in the town. And he has to go through the dungeon, the Divine Beast Cavern, which is a cave, and basically rescue all of his neighbors, his family. And then he finds Xiao, who is a feline type character. And it's quirky. It's definitely a JRPG because this is literally a cat turned humanoid. You find it as a cat. And the wizard guy gives you something to help her help you. And she becomes a feline humanoid. So, yeah, a little quirky there, but enjoyable. Then, the next village, which we'll go ahead and jump to, here in Matataki Village, you run into, you get to rebuild it, and I love the music. I mean, it's so soothing. Each area obviously has its own music and its own style. This is more of a wooded village. Here you get to rebuild the stream. And you have to connect basically this whole entire thing from the waterfall all the way over to here. Because in here, you're saving. Yes, thank you, it's dusk. Yes, and it does have time. It has time periods, as you can see in the little compass at the top. You have morning, day, evening, and night. But anyway, you get to rescue Treant. Hello, Treant. No, I don't want to use an item. It's a talking tree. Not really. I really don't want more from you. I just wanted to say hi. Which is another area, Brambu Village there. I've already been through all this, but that's another area that you can go to help you in your quest to defeat the Dark Genie. But anyway, you rescue him and the villagers. In doing so, and rescuing the villagers, you gain Grumpy Gus. I like to call him Grumpy Gus. You gain his trust. You also help him deal with his family issues. And he has issues with his death, which happens before this whole attack. But Goro here is another character that you earn here. Now, I'm not going to tell you all of Goro's backstory, or all of them, but I'm just kind of giving you a tour of all the areas. And yes, the houses are very quirky, and they have their own style, very themed, because they're like tree houses here. Oh, and I love this. The shopkeeper here. The Odd Gaffer was the guy in the last town, Norune Village, was your shopkeeper. Here, your shopkeeper is an owl. I really don't have anything I want to buy from him, but because I bothered him, I'll buy something. Anywho. I just get a kick out of it. It's an owl. Then we'll go to the next town. This town's probably my least favorite out of all of them. I don't know. It's... I guess the theming of it didn't speak to me as much, but I mean, it is a valid locale. It is a sea town where you have to defeat the Ice Queen. Basically, her heart's been frozen solid because her lover left her, or so she thinks, instead of showing up to the altar. And so, oh, I missed an item. There's tons of shops, being that this is a port town. So you can buy water stuff from Susie. You can store stuff in the Basker store. He does weapons, but only for characters that you've gotten. This, the King's Hideout, this is where you get Ruby. After you get his whole thing settled and put together, Ruby is a genie. This is Ruby. She's very quirky, we'll put it that way. Anyway, as you build everybody's stuff back, they you can either purchase from them, or they'll even give you stuff. You can find stuff as you're rebuilding and going through the dungeon, like the little treasure chest you saw me open earlier, to give you items to help along your way. Joker's house here gives you attachments. You can buy attachments from him for your weapons to level them up, because yes, you have to level up your weapons, which I can show you quick. Each of your characters has their own weapons. They can build up into multiple different things, but, and I suggest when you going in, the build up shows you what it can level up into. You have your choices with this one. Some don't have choices. Gives you what exactly you need in red, and then you can customize it by adding these attachments here, which is your attachment case, and all of this fun stuff, and you can level it up. Now, I highly suggest, if you play it, if you're not somebody that wants to do it all on your own and make it tough, I suggest looking up either game facts or something of that nature, because I'm not going to show it all here, obviously. I'm live streaming. It's not gonna, that ain't gonna work. You will need to look up something that will show you what each weapon can build into, because there are some weapons as you go through that you'll pick up that will turn into a weapon that you already have. And it's kind of pointless to waste attachments on something that you already have built up into. However, you can use some of those if you build them up to level 5 and you turn them into what's called a synth sphere, because I'm not doing it on this one because this is one I actually want to level up, but you can status break them, which turns it into a synth sphere, which you can put on another weapon, which will help to level it up, or it's another attachment. It gives like 60% of what the weapon you had built up into a synth sphere. It gives that to the weapon that you attach it to. So that helps. It also keeps you from the danger of, if you break the weapon after all that hard work that you put into it, it's gone. And if you had attachments on it, those are gone too. So make sure you keep them in repair. As you can see, WHP, and your abs is basically like your experience level for the weapon, experience level. WHP is your weapon hit points, so they will wear down, and that's what that little yellow bag you saw me buy earlier, repair powder, does. And this is an auto repair powder that you can put up in your active items, so just in case you forget that your weapon's being hurt, or if you're in a pinch fighting off a monster that is kind of bearing down on you and you accidentally do that last swipe that breaks your weapon, it's at least there, because that's an auto thing. You don't have to press anything to use it. It just repairs it once it hits 0. Or right before it hits 0, basically. You do that last swipe when it's on 1 and it auto repairs before it totally breaks. Anywho, there's items that let you build up your character's health. And water, because yes, they get dehydrated. Again, it's an RPG. It's a dungeon crawl. And there's food. And then there's status ailment repairs. These are for if one of your characters gets knocked out in the dungeon, you can switch to another character. If you don't have one of these, you are kicked out of the dungeon and you lose half of your gilda, which is your money in this. You could also use this to resurrect. And again, we have quirky buildings, like this is the fortune teller that you have to go see to find out where the item is. You need to let yourself into, if I remember correctly, I'll just do this. There, it's a snake on top of it. Ha ha ha. Anyway, let you continue your progress towards the boss fighting the queen, the ice queen. I can't remember her name right off the top of Lasaia, I think, S-A-I-A? Lasaia? Anyway, it's, well, that's probably the other reason why I'm not big on this area, because it's a romancy background story. Anyway, we'll go into the next location. After here, you have to travel back to Bramble, and Bramble's not an area that you build up. It's just an area where it's a progression, story progression. They tell you that what you need to seal the genie back up is in another location on the moon base. But to get to the moon base, you have to use the ship that is in with the I think Sun Warriors. Yeah, at Muskalaka. Now here's another thing. This is a JRPG. It's called Dark Cloud for us, but I believe Dark Chronicles elsewhere. There are typos. With Muskaraka, you'll also see it as Muskaraka. So if I go in here, Because, you know, L and R's, L doesn't really exist in, see? Here we go. Now it's Muscaraca. So there's little quirks with it. But it's fun. And to be honest, for being... Ooh, another treasure chest I missed. Ooh, that'll show you. That is... Each person has their own favorite item. Tone doesn't like these. Xiao doesn't like these. Ada! Apologies, Pupper heard a knock. Ada, stop. Ada! Shh. Come on. Shh. Hey, stop. No. No. Stop. Stop. Shh. You're fine. Just because there was a knock outside. It was probably one of the outdoor kitties. Chill out. Yeah, take a chill pill. Shh. Anywho. Goro does that, and he likes the defense power. It increases his defense power. Toan, I like to call him Tone. He enjoys, I think they're called a fluffy donut. Xiao likes these little fish candies. Ruby is a witch parfait. It looks like a yummy little sundae. I'd love to eat those. Ungaga, who is where we're at now, here in Muscaraca, we get him. He's kind of defeated. He's supposed to have been the strongest warrior, and he's really upset because, well, he failed his entire city, his village, because they all disappeared. And that includes his fiance. Anywho, his favorite thing is scorpion jerky. The other one that I have that you don't get until the next area, trying to remember what he enjoys, but he has his own special thing. But I'll show you him in a little while. Hey, look. Hi, Devia. She's one of the villagers that you get to rescue. Oh. And another little villager, Toto. His little story is really sad. He has a little golem called Gosuke, who takes care of him, and then Gosuke goes away. Oh yeah, and did I mention there's little side things you can do? I don't have any bait with me right now, but you can fish. See? When you fish, you gain fishing points, which you can exchange for other items, which can be very good, like attachments for your weapons. Or even better attachments. The garnets, these gems, actually will boost up multiple stats on your weapons. And as you go along, you can actually get weapons. However, like this one's Kage and the Matador, the magical hammer, they take a lot of fishing points. The fairy's ring, the scorpion, the blessing gun, which is my last person's. This one here, the Marden Eins, you can only get by catching a special fish with a poison apple in one of my favorite villages, which is your second village that I showed you, which is Marataki. The Mardan actually gives you a lot of fun fishing points, but not enough to buy this. You have to do a lot of fishing. And this is the only way to get this. There's also another special fish you can get. Catching it here in the Oasis, this fishing spot, which is called the Oasis. Each village has a fishing spot, by the way. It's the Baron? Yeah, Baron Garion. He wears a little bow tie. He's really cute. He gives you a lot of points, but still, just about a quarter. Actually, less than a quarter. A fifth of what you need to get this. So yeah, you gotta do a lot of fishing to get this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna be a completionist with this. I don't think I've well, Okay, when I was a kid, I did it. Playing it now, no, I'm just going to at least platinum it because the platinum's really not difficult. Anywho, yeah. Ada, stop. No. Shh. Calm down. So anyway, this is the pretty oasis that you can fish in. So I don't have bait, but I can show you. Certain areas you can see, like the oasis here, you can see the fish. See? I wish I had some bait so I could show you. Maybe I could go buy it. Nope, I don't have money. Basically, there'd be an there's no exclamation point. The second game gives you an exclamation point to let you know that you need to reel in. But this one is, you see the bobber go under the water, you reel it in. If you're not quick enough, or you do it too soon, the fish gets away. So, but yeah. You could spend lots of time doing that if you want to attempt to get either really cool gemstones, which you can sometimes very rarely find in the dungeons by going to the back area of the dungeon, which I'll show you some of that because each area has their own little back area and their own way to get to it. So this is the oasis, and of course it is desert sand dwelling. So you have these funky little houses. This is a prisoner. And they have their own little, oh yeah, they each have their own little requests on how they want to be set up. Each town has that. Like in Naroon, it's because I can't stand so-and-so. Like somebody doesn't like the Macho Brothers, who are these muscle-bound warrior guys. And so they have to be on the opposite side of the village from them. The Macho Brothers want to be right by the dungeon, or the cave, because they go in there to train. That kind of stuff. These guys like their totem pole. Each house has a matching totem that matches. This guy, funky guy with a hat here, matches to the totem pole. So you have to arrange the houses so that way they fit that way. They have other requests, like the girls want to be near the oasis, so you have to make sure the oasis over here is close to them. That kind of stuff. If you get it 100%ed, once you have your village 100%ed, I'll go back into here. You can go into your diorama analysis. You go into that, and it'll queue an event, and you'll get a special item from that village. Like these guys gave you Ungaga's special, one of his weapons. Not his ultimate, but a pretty decent weapon to use. Otherwise, you have to find where you can buy another weapon for him, or hope you find one in the dungeon, because these weapons that you start with each character don't build up into anything, and they are horrible. Look at those attack stats. Yikes. Yikes. More yikes. Still yikes. And yikes. Although I did +1 his because at some point in time I couldn't find an item, but I don't think I didn't put any attachments on it. So they will automatically add these stats. Your stats down here. Every time you level up a weapon, it'll automatically +1 without putting anything on it. But if you need to build it up faster, you can use these attachments. But anyway, so his originally at just a base is attack 35, not 36. And then this is the other guy in the next area that I'm in. He is the last person that you get, but it's not the last area you have before you fight the Dark Genie, because you actually go to the Dark Genie's castle and you have to rebuild events in the timeline. So you still have to go and collect Atlamelia there before you can fight the Dark Genie. This is Osmond. I'll show you all of them. I'll go into he's a gunfighter, obviously. I'll go into a dungeon and show everybody their special stuff. Ungaga here has the spears. And also, as you build them up, like anything else, your ABS that you have to gain to further them on requires more. So his is at, like, I need 207 to level it up again. You see I'm at +9 on it. I could, if I had another one of his weapons, status break this so that way I don't lose all the progress on it, but unfortunately I do not have another one of his weapons. So I have to be very careful with his weapon. Another one here, like there's Ruby. It's +11. You have to have 276 to level it up. But again, if you enjoy JRPGs and you enjoy dungeon crawling, you don't mind doing this stuff, you're used to it. It doesn't bother you at all. We'll level it up for you. So I've been kind of working with her other ring. It's a magic ring, a band. I've been working with that instead of working on the crystal ring right now, because I wait until I magically find a power-up powder, which you can find in dungeons, to level it up, because 276 experience takes you forever. Let's be honest. It takes you a while. So I've been kind of holding it back for her, but she is really close. I just need to level up one more time with what she's got, and then she can have the goddess ring, and then I can start over with low weapon HP again. But I need another power-up powder. It's gonna take forever. Anywho, oh yeah, before I forget, back into that. Nope, wrong thing. See, this is your Georama parts. This is where you put all the parts that you find. Each one of these is in an Atlammelia. Each little piece, plus each little tab here, is in its own Atlammelia. And the only person that can touch Atlammelia is your main character, because he has, if you see that little blue dot there on his glove, he has the Atla that allows him to touch it. Isn't he special? Let's see. Back into that. Yeah, you can't switch to her. And so he's swords. She's slingshots, and he's the hammer. So that's pretty much what that is. With them, I will move on to the next area. This is where you find out... Oh, we don't want to go in there because that's the actual dungeon. Yellow drops, which is the moon. This is where you find out that sealing the Dark Genie is not gonna happen. Plot twist. Because nobody knows how to do it anymore. Sorry if I ruined the plot twist there for you. But here's these guys. Oh, and by the way, you can't see it now because he has a hood up. But the reason why it's not flowing back and forth because of the way he's moving, that's because he's a bunny rabbit, and that's where his ears are. They fold their ears back into their hoods. Yeah, they're moon rabbits. Did I mention it's quirky? And we find out you get to rebuild how you're going to defeat the Dark Genie, or one of the ways you're supposed to defeat the Dark Genie, here in the Moon Factory. You're going to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You're building a giant droid. There it is. Or mech, whatever you want to call it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right here. Yeah, showing my age. Ha ha ha. But he's obviously not done. I'm still working on him. He's missing a piece on here. I don't have the stone that powers him up yet. Actually, I believe... Aha, yep, I can show it to you. I can finish him up other than the one piece here. That is what I need to power him, and you can only get that from defeating the boss in the area. Anyway, I can put that on there. So I have an event under that, and an event under here. So let's go see what they have to say. Look, look, this piece appeared. Haha, it's not missing anymore. Okay, so we have an item way over here. Da, 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 da. There we go. Here's an event. Little quirky events. Yep. Osmond saying it's about ready. And yes, it is all reading. So if you don't like reading, you may not like this. Sorry. They don't talk. Love the music. It's got good vibes. What? Gotch, get your butt back here. You weenie. That's what I said. Get back here. Ooh, everybody wants to be a hero. Come on now. And it's surprising that Gotcha's the one that came over and said he doesn't want to do it. Because he's not described as the coward. Boone is the one that's described as the coward. Because you can go in there. See? Any requests. You can ask them if they have requests for what to do. There's still more to do because we don't have the item yet to power it. Whee! Where is my other thing? Aha, here we go. There's my other event. This is Boone. He's supposedly the coward. And what do we got? We got a nice little event. Running, running, running. Is that Osmond? Or is that Boone? That's Boone running away. Ha! It's like, I'm gonna sneaky out of here before the boss finds me. But, ooh, there's the boss. Hello again, Osmond. Good old buddy, old pal. Ouch, harshness. Harsh, harsh, harsh. So mean. See? Boone's that guy that just has to please, and he can't do anything unless he has somebody to please, I guess. But is a coward at heart. See, we got Boone, and he's gonna say, nope, it seems to be complete, so we don't have to give him anything else. Yeah, and Damahan's like, we've already done his event, by the way. But, he's all like, hey, we're done, right? We can move on. So basically all we would have to do is the boss battle. And as much fun as that would be, and each boss battle has its own little quirks, its own characters that has to fight it or fights better with it. I'm not gonna go into that kind of stuff on this. It's just kind of to show it off, show why I've been a little bit distracted and haven't been doing my spooky show. But anyway, I do want to show some of the dungeons. Well, at least I'll show one of the dungeons. Because here's, take another look at this. Oh, there is an item on top of that lookout tower. Going down, a couple of them. I want those items. Going up the ladder. There we go. Which is funny, you can climb a ladder here, but there's other locations that have ladders. And, you know, for story purposes, you can't climb those. Ooh, more fruit to power up people's HP. which in a pinch, if you save them up and only use them when your HP is low on your character, it will heal your character. So that's another little fun, cute thing. But let's go to a dungeon. We'll go. I don't know. The Moonsea on the moon, so it's kind of drab. Looks like you're just walking around a crater path. This one, while I love the whole pyramid temple thing, it's very brown and can be drab. I'd like to show all of them. Well, you know what? Let's do it. I'll actually have to fight through the whole level because I don't have a lot of escape powders, but this way you'll kind of see some of it, and it gives me some experience running through. Now this is the first one, the Divine Beast Cave. You would run through and get Atlamelia from this, and this is what the Atlamelia looks like broken open. It's a little green and orange orb that you would find. We'll go to level 1. Be easy. Easy peasy, so I can just show it off a little. This is exactly what you would expect. It's a cave. So you have your little lanterns lighting your way, or your torches, I should say. This is your speed. Unless you have... Do I have one? I don't know if I have one right now. Yes. The Dran's Feather. This is one you want to move your top thing over. See, it's going slow, speed up, whee! I usually try to use a Dran's Feather whenever. I think I was working on him last. Anyway, this is Ungaga. He has the spear. Whack. So one hit kills, because again, this is the first, but his moveset kind of looks like this. 1, 2, 3. That's his, if you just keep tapping the attack button. That is Ungaga. Probably should have done it in an order. Let's go back to Toan. Anyway, you can run by using the Dran's Feather. It will eventually break if you keep using it. A lot of things break. It's again one of the tropes of JRPGs is the endurance of things. The Dasher, he's a beast. That's his attack. Ow, stupid bat. I walked right into that. Anyway, bats are really annoying with him. It is very easy to get hit because he doesn't have the reach. So I can take this over, and that'll heal my weapon. Each person has their own special. So like his, after he gains it, he can flash 1 and he'll do that. Or he's special because he's your main character. He flashes a second time and he does a whirlwind. That's usually how I take care of bats, is doing the whirlwind, because again, he doesn't have the reach of like yay! Needed that. Thank you. Let's get back in here. I'll show you what the goddess ring that I've been waiting on forever looks like. Upgrade. Yes, please. I can't believe I just did that. I upgraded the wrong one. I wanted over one. Go figure. Y'all witnessed it. I mussed it up. Go figure. Anyway, I can show you attaching things. So she needs attack. Since I messed it up, we'll make this into something good. She needs attack, fire, ice, thunder, and wind. The little blue guy for 16 is a metal. The other one that's brown is stone. So you would need to... Here's an attack. I have a metal here. I do not have a stone attachment right now. But I believe we said it was everything but... Yeah, everything but holy. So we can put some ice. That's pretty much what you do to level it up, help level up. I still can't believe I did that. Ah! Shame on me. I was so excited about leveling it up. That's what I get for doing that. Anywho, so that is Toan. And I don't know how exactly to pronounce their names because obviously they don't vocalize them. So this is Xiao. I'm gonna pronounce it Xiao. It could be Yao. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. She does a slingshot. And she is the only one that doesn't have a special. You can hold on to that weapon all you want. It's not gonna do anything else other than you can spin her around and around and around. It does not. She does not have a special. She's special on her own right, I guess. Oh, those little things that you just saw me run through, they can be good or bad, so you want to be careful. Because sometimes they can actually decrease your weapon hit points, and if your weapon is really low, it might actually destroy your weapon. Just a warning. There are areas which I don't think this early on you're going to see it, but there are areas and obstructions in the dungeon for each character. Hers is she is very light and nimble and can jump over ravines. This guy, you won't see it in here, and I don't know if I'll run into it, but in his area you get introduced to open a doorway that is in your way. You get introduced to a lever or thing that you have to hit with his mallet to open the door. So that's his little special. Get rid of the dasher there, and another dasher. Oh, there's another dasher hanging out. Okay, so I'll show his special. He does this little thing, which is really nice and powerful. But he is rather slow and clumsy. I press the button and it takes him a while to actually attack sometimes. So he's not my favorite character to use, but he is pretty powerful. So if you have a monster that has a lot of defense, he's pretty good for it. Then we have Ruby the Genie. This is Ruby. Yep. Yep. Typical. You see her running around. And hers is magic because she's a genie / witch, whatever you call her. Whack. And hers is just a stronger magic attack. That's all it really is. Not that you really have to do it in here. Hey, and that is all of the creatures. Now, you see the gems that I got there at the top. There was a purple gem up there that allows you to see what monsters, where the monsters are at on the map. And of course the thing right beside it is your map. So we'll leave this dungeon and we'll go to, I believe it's the Wise Owl Forest, just the next area. Maybe I'll be lucky and get another one of those things so I can mess it up. Ha ha ha. Anywho, you go to, yep, the Wise Owl Forest here. So, Goro's special for getting across objects or things was slamming his mallet down onto a push thing. And Ruby's is, depending upon what the crystal is beside the door, there's shut doors that she can open only. There's a crystal on the side of it. Depending upon the color is what you have to match. Oh, and there's little special things that happen like that, where you can either get thirstier or using a weapon will drain its ABS. So you gotta be careful and watch that. So if you're trying to dungeon crawl or dungeon run and get through leveling up weapons, you're gonna want to have some escape powder so you can just leave those kind of dungeons when the decreasing ABS comes up, because yeah, it's irritating. And you also cannot change weapons when that occurs. Again, quirky little things, but it's still a lot of fun to play because it gives you little challenges. Anyway, we've seen hers. With her weapon, if you go into weapons, you can change anybody's weapon, really. You can change the attributes. So, if it's a red gem, it would obviously be fire. You would need to fire at it, and so on and so forth. Certain monsters obviously have elemental weaknesses. You can change that around. Well, hi, Doodalus. Thank you for joining and becoming a follower. Thank you. If you get that kind of thing, you get to, you know, weakness, stronger attacks, you know, the usual. It is a very typical dungeon crawl, but very enjoyable. I don't know how many times I can say that because I really, really still like it. So if we go to Gaga here, his special for opening an obstructed doorway is a wind attack where he spins the spear and basically... Ooh, I like those. Each dungeon has their own back area that is a little tougher. I forgot to show off the other one. It looks like a tram car in the other one, like a coal miner's car. This one, it's you grow a leaf into a boat, which I can show you when I get to it. The question marks, I should have shown it off in the last one, but I forgot. And of course, you're in a forest, so you have oddball weird things. This one, each one has a key to get to the next level. The original was Dran's emblem, which looked like a dragon face with an eyeball in it. This one has 3, and you have to give the owl what he wants. There's a pointy chestnut, which is what I just picked up. Do this right here, pointy chestnut. There's also some kind of berry and I believe a shiny object. So owls like nuts, berries, and shiny objects. So you have to give him what he wants at that time, and it changes level by level. Also, the levels are never the same. Your map will change. You can go into the same level over and over again. It will never be the same map. It'll be a similar map, but they're just kind of auto-generated. Anyway, this thing, I'm not going to go in it yet, but we'll backtrack. This, you go on here with a question mark. Each level has a question mark. Let me give him some water here, since his thirst. Anyway, each level has a question mark. Use the sundew. And ta-da! It turned it into a boat. So I can go to the back. I'll kind of show you that after I show you the different items needed to appease the owl to get to the next level. Treasure chest, obviously. Fun, fun. There's my map. Shows me where I need to go. And these guys are annoying. They can, certain ones, there's one for every day of the week. Certain ones can punch you and take money. So if you don't kill them, they keep your money. There's the shiny object. Shiny stone. So you have to kill those, I think they're called pockles. Again, not sure how to pronounce that. Hey, look, it's Friday. Whack. It's P-O-C-K-L-E-K-U-L. I pronounce it pockle in my mind, so that's what we're going with. Cannibal plant obviously would be weak to fire. It's a plant-based. Anywho, running. I know there's one more item yet. Ooh, there is that thing I can show you right there. You can kind of see it underneath the question mark level. I'll head to it right now. This is Xiao's obstacle. As you can see, you can't get across. So there's a little exclamation mark. He can't make this jump. So you would have to switch back and press your action button, and she jumps across. Oh, that's a little annoying thing with Xiao, but you kind of get used to it. That's her noise, the little squeaking. So every time she fires. But I put up with her because she has a nice little attachment to one of her weapons that will carry on if you build it up. It's called a bandit slingshot, and it steals things randomly. So she's your nice little thief to get you all the nice things. Okay, so we've shown... Oh, we have not shown Ungaga's special. So his is, you do this, and you can actually move it around usually, but that's his special right there. He creates a wind vortex. And then we have Osmond here, which I don't think he has a special either. Excuse me a moment. Sorry, throat was dry for a moment. His special, I don't think he really has one. No. The ones that fire a projectile weapon do not have a special. Unfortunately. But he can cross longer areas. So like there's areas that don't have this kind of little thing in the middle that Xiao can jump on. He's the only one that can get across those. He's got this nice little helicopter contraption. But anyway, that's his little thing. He doesn't do anything extra special weapon-wise. He just shoots. There are treasure chests that turn into our mimics, because again, dungeon crawl, why wouldn't we have mimics? Oh yeah, sometimes they drop you random items or money. Anywho, mimics are really annoying because they jump at you. And if you have a projectile weapon guy, like Osmond here, or Xiao, your projectile can sometimes miss. It's really annoying because they'll jump over it. So you have to be very careful and watch, because each shoot you do takes off 1 WHP. Whereas if you miss with anybody else, it doesn't do anything because you didn't actually connect a hit. Whereas with Osmond and Xiao, it actually, because you let loose the projectile, you're losing WHP. So that's another thing to keep in mind with them. Ah, get down. Oh, yeah. Would help. He does not need food. He needs to use his weapon. There you go. Anyway, so I wanted to show this because he has a shiny stone, he has the red berry, or the pointy chestnut. You get to choose one. That's exactly what he wanted. And then I could go on to the next one. If he doesn't want it, he just shakes his head. So, let's go up here. We'll show off the back of the dungeon. It'll be a lot of fun. Other than I usually, when I'm dungeon crawling, try not to go to the back of the dungeon with something that has, like, you get thirsty easy, that kind of thing. But since I'm just showing it off, no biggie. The back of the dungeon, the monsters are a little bit more difficult, but you get more experience points for it. As your dungeons go, each village gets a little tougher and tougher as you go along. Obviously, it's your typical, again, dungeon crawling JRPG kind of thing. So you can go through. There. You also, I don't know if I have one yet. Let me look. I do have one. There are things like whirlwind gems, holy stones. There's bomb nuts, which looks like two nuts sitting in a little shell, like almost like a peanut, but they're kind of greenish. There's fire stones. You can also throw the poisonous apple, but it doesn't do any damage immediately. It's a lasting damage thing. I usually save those to go fishing for Marta and Garian, because fishing points. But anywho, you can use these to throw at a monster, and on occasion, not always, there's also regular bombs, which I don't have any of those right now. There's ice gems too. You can throw them at a monster, and occasionally they will drop what attachment they are weak for. So like if they're a beast type, they may drop a beast attachment, or if they're a plant, they may either drop a plant attachment or a fire gem, the fire attachment, that kind of stuff. I don't know if he'll actually drop anything for me, but we can try. Nope, it did not. It was worth a try. But that's also another way, instead of just trying to get money to go buy your attachments, you can go through and level up at the same time and hope you have enough, or you're lucky enough for them to drop those said items. And you get more special items back here. You're typically not going to find your thunder and your weapon attachments too often. You do, but not as much on your main floor, but at the back of the dungeon you'll find it more. Probably should be leveling up in Gaga anyway, because he's the one I was working on. Let's switch! Oh, maybe we shouldn't have. Here, have some water. If your water depletes, they start losing health. That's another annoying thing. But anyway, moving on. Running, running, running. I just want to get all the items. And then once this is empty, I can escape. You cannot escape a dungeon unless you have an escape powder, unless all of the monsters are gone, and then you can actually leave it without having to have the escape powder. As you see, I was doing one hits earlier with those kind of things. Now I'm not, because again, back of the dungeon, a little tougher. Wind! Yay! I need more of these things. Oh, cannibal plant. Nice! That one actually hit once. Ooh. Come here. Thank you. Ha ha ha. Okay. Heal him up. And that is really annoying. Oh, there's a fire gem I could throw at somebody. You know what I should do? I'll show you what the auto does. I'll just use up his. And I actually, as you can see, I'm highlighted on the Dran's Feather. It may not work here, because I think this is only going to take a one-hit thing. Meh. Ha ha ha. Oh. That reminds me, I need to show another little trick. In the next dungeon, I'll show it. So, this fun little trick. Nope, not pause. Hit the right button. You can cycle between everybody and heal everybody. Because you might as well to conserve. It helps you conserve money and your items. And when you conserve items, you're obviously conserving money. Back to Gaga. And now we can leave. Because there are no monsters. No sight of monsters, so you can connect to the Fairy King. Sorry, he's not a wizard, but he looks like one. I know I called him a wizard earlier, but he really does look like one. He does not look like a fairy. Alright, so that is the Wise Owl Forest. This is the only oddball area that you can actually purchase your item that allows you to go to the back of the dungeon, because it's a flapping fish and you are on a port, so there is a fish market. Well, a fish vendor, not really a market, so to speak. If you come over to Rudy's store here, she sells... Hello, kitty. Excuse my cat. He's saying hi. Well, one of my cats. He's very vocal. The other two are quiet. Anywho. Meow. Hi. Don't eat that. Goofy cat. Anywho. So you can go to Rudy's here. Flapping fish. Now, you could grab and drag, which I don't have enough money to buy one because it's 180. Or you could push the triangle, and that would allow you to buy it without actually depleting her stock. So just hit the triangle button, just an FYI. But if you're gonna buy this, you're gonna want to buy ice, because these things will go rotten, and then you can't use them. I'm not gonna buy it, obviously. I don't have the money for it right now, but I just wanted to show that it is the one quirky area where you can actually buy your key to the back area. The back area for this is a giant whale-like fish. Well, he's like a lantern fish. I want to say an anglerfish, the one that has the little lantern things that come up in front of their face. And he's giant, and you just basically climb into his mouth, and he takes you to the back area. That's why you have the flapping fish, because it attracts him. So we'll show the shipwreck. I like the shipwreck thing. I just don't like the storyline with Lysaya so much. Now, obviously, you're in water areas, so thunder is a really good thing. The end item you have to get to the next level in this is a hook. So that would be the thing that you would find there. Oh, look, I have to jump with Xiao over spikes, or I could just use Osmond, but it's just funny watching her somersault. Anywho, let's go back to Ungaga since I was working on him. And we wanted to show what's the... Ow! You bad Corsi. He dropped me some money. That's going to be annoying for a little while. Funny little clam guy. There you go. I used it up. That's what happens. It just auto does it. I didn't press any buttons. If you just use that last little HP, it hits it and it takes it right away. So that way your weapon does not break. Which is a good thing because his has a +9 and I don't have to want to start all over with him. Oh, there's the hook. That's actually the thing you need. The monsters are what drop it. That's how you would get to the next level. Right there. Go get some more items. The nifty little trick I want to show. He doesn't have the weapon I would want to do that with. If you have a weak weapon, say, no, let's go to her. She has a relatively weak weapon. It's not as weak, but if like it's a beginning weapon, like this, what you can do is equip your stronger weapon and wail on him, and wail on him, and wail on him again. Before he disappears, go into this menu. Go to your weapon. As you can see, my ABS is not filled up. This is a fun little quirky thing that you can do if you have a lower weapon that obviously is not very good for a higher area, but you need to level it up. It's going to be a little more time consuming for you, but it will not consume as much repair powders, and you don't have the chance of breaking that lighter weapon. So then you would equip the weapon that you want that ABS to go onto. You've seen I had 9 on there. He disappears, open it back up. It's now 13, so all the ABS that I gained from it was given to the weapon that I have equipped when the monster disappears. So it's a nice little quirk that you can actually use to help level up your lower set weapons. Or if you're really, really afraid of breaking your weapon that you have attached, if for some reason you don't have this, you can switch to other weapons or even other characters, but that one's a little trickier to do because you have to be really fast. So I typically don't do the characters one because sometimes it can freeze up on you, and then you lost that experience to the ether pretty much. Beat up the gunny. But as you can see, again, it's a shipwreck. It's the ocean, so you're gonna have different monsters. There's actually one that's a cannon in this. He's on later levels in this area. He's pretty cool. Pain in the butt to fight. There's a Medusa, which is kind of like the witch in this. She tosses magic at you. though. You know, little quirky animals, and they're fun to see. And they change up. They get tougher as you go along. Like Cannon's a little bit later on because he's a little tougher to deal with. There's also a pirate captain. Fly around with Osmond here. Whee! And yes, he goes faster too. Woo, zoomy zoom. So, as you can see, earlier dungeons, I was one-hitting all of them, and now it's taking a couple of hits, a couple of whacks. So as you go on, they will get more and more difficult, because otherwise it gets boring. Why would you want to do a dungeon over and over if all you have to do is a one-hit and run? I mean, it's going to get you experience, but it's going to take you forever. They also give you more experience for your weapons, or ABS, as it's called in here, the higher up the dungeons are. You can also, remember I said there was some dungeon levels that had special effects on them, like they drain your thirst, or ABS ones. Those level numbers will always stay the same. So if you write them down, or you have a really good memory, I don't always have a good memory, you can write them down and you will know which ones to avoid that way as well when you go dungeon diving to explore and get more experience. So that's also a nice little thing that you can do. That doesn't change. The only thing that changed level to level is the map. You can go in, like I said earlier, you can go into the same level multiple times and it will not be the same map. Similar probably, but not the same. Ooh, another escape powder. Nice. And so far on all of these, oh yeah, I already got him. All of these so far need the ship cabin key here, which I picked up already. So if it's a key door that's on the level and not the exit, it will be something that you pick up in one of the treasure chests, not from a creature. The creatures give you the end level key. You can very well choose to leave all the monsters, and if you have found the key already, and go to the next level without defeating all the monsters. But I don't like to. It's a waste of experience. But again, right now I'm doing it so I can conserve my escape powders for higher dungeons. I can't show off the other dungeon yet, the last dungeon, which is fine. Anybody that decides to pick it up, that gives you a little mystery and fun to see it for yourself for the first time and experience it yourself for the first time instead of seeing all these little things that I'm showing off. Alright, so it's empty. I've healed it up. I can leave this dungeon. We can move on to the dungeon that I don't particularly... I love the theming. I don't like how drab and brown it is. Oh, this is your... You can just go on this and it'll bring you out there. It's a little submarine. This is your fishing spot. The ocean. Most of the things in here will want... They're called EVs, EVY. It looks like a pink shrimp or a purple shrimp. So you can fish all along this area here. It's a pain in the butt because you cannot see the fish underneath. You just have to keep trying until you get nibbles and move every once in a while. So anyway, next level. Next area, I should say. We're not on levels anymore. Go down to the Sun and Moon Temple, the inside. And we'll show off. I love the theming. I love the monsters that are in this because it's mummies and rock golems, metal golems. There's even a blue dragon. And the boss in here is a floating coffin. It's awesome. The major downfall that I don't like it for is it is very easy when you're trying to run through here, dungeon crawling, and excuse the music, it's a little loud. When you dungeon crawl, it is very easy. You can see them here on this brick pretty easy, but the treasure chests have changed. They're no longer the wooden boxes. Here's the mummy, ha ha ha. He can curse you if he hits you, by the way, which means you will not be able to switch weapons. Just saying. Up, right away. That's the key slate. That's exactly what you need to get to the next level. But anyway, if he hits you, sometimes he can curse you, which is really annoying if you're trying to level up weapons. Anyway, out here, this makes it difficult. Unless you can see exactly on the map that little yellow dot, that's a treasure chest. Them things blend in, so if you're running by, it is really hard to see this thing. Look at this. If I'm running by, I ain't gonna see it. I barely see it. I'm running. Oh, wait, there's a treasure chest. I need that. That's kind of one of my difficult things. If you're running through areas, it's very easy. Oh, look, and obviously there's going to be a blocked door, because that stone key is for a blocked door. Anyway, it's very easy to run through here. Oh, and right here it is. Need the stone key. Very, very easy to miss them when you're running through. And I don't know about you, but I like free items, because then I don't have to pick it up, no matter what it is later. Oh, and the mummies are really annoying. They like to reincarnate constantly. Until they actually disappear. You might want to just wait on them to stand back up. I think there's basically one in every... Oh, here we go. Awesome. I can show off. This is her special little door. See, it's a yellow gem. So we have to go to weapon, attributes, up. I have a 0 for thunder, so I cannot do that one. I will have to come over here because we have thunder attribute here. So you're going to want to do this so you can actually look, aim it right at it, and there you go. And it opened the door for you. That's her little special door opening trick. So that was nice that the game nicely auto-generated one of those for me to show you. There we go. Money! Because money is always good. One of the trophies in this game, or if you play... Not sure if it's on... I don't think it's on Xbox, but if you'd play it on Xbox, it would be an achievement, obviously. But anyway, one of the trophies would be to gain 65,000 plus Gilda. And to actually have it, a hold of that money. It's not a gain over time and spend it and you get that achievement. No, you actually have to have it in your wallet thing to actually get the achievement. So, money is a good thing. Yay, it's full. Yeah. Upgrade. Another achievement, which is why you will not see me. See how it needs speed on here? I'm not using speed attachments. There is an achievement on here for maxing out a weapon's attribute or a weapon's ability. So like I'm doing speed with this because it was one of my highest level things without using an attachment. So I am not putting any speed attachments onto this weapon, hoping that I can trigger that trophy. Hopefully I won't forget. I haven't done it yet. But, so the only way that is leveling up at all is by that 1 point every time I level this weapon up. And I'm hoping it carries over when it goes into the next thing. Because I'm not sure when it's going to level up. I don't know what all stats you need. I don't always look at things other than the line of succession for the weapons. So basically I just need attack and speed on him. And I don't think I have anything that does attack. Okay, that's not attack. I know I don't have any of these ones that are attack. I will not leave that on there because see how it budged up speed? Nope, not doing it. Okay, so that's not going to help me. So right now, I don't have anything to help out his weapon. So we probably won't level him up until I can get more stuff. Which is fine because his ABS is 225 to level it up. So we will jump over to Osmond here. This thing is a little I want to say it's a pyramid-looking key. And that's what you would use in this. It's like a brown, weird, triangular-ish key. It's some kind of symbol. I don't think it's just pyramid, but that's what you would need to get to the back of this dungeon. Also, this is another thing, it didn't do it there, but sometimes when you have flying creatures and you kill them against a wall, they will literally get stuck on the wall. It's a little glitch. It's a known glitch for the game. It even did it on the original PlayStation 2. You do not get the experience for that monster until it actually disappears off the screen. So you could pretty easily kill something and not get experience for it because it glitches there. Which, no big deal on those. It's not a ton of experience, but it is frustrating. Stamina helps power up your attacks. It only lasts for so long. I typically sell them off. I don't typically use them. Unless there is a nice little trick with it. You can, if you get poisoned or cursed, I believe, and I don't know if it still works in here, I haven't tried it, but I know in the PlayStation 2 version of it, it worked. You could, and if you don't have the item that you would need, this is a universal one, you can eat it's called a gooey peach. It'll slow you down, but if you put the stamina on, that'll boost your speed back up, plus you can use the Dran's Feather there to help keep you sped up. And once the stamina thing wears off, your poison is gone as well. So that was a nice little nifty trick, but again, that was something from PlayStation 2. It also could be that it just disappears as well. Poison might wear off after a while. I don't know, I was young playing it, and it was just a quirk that I had found when I was playing it. So take it with a grain of salt if you want on that one. Nice. Where's my... I know it's there. There it is. I'm looking for it and I can't see it. Wasn't far enough. My map. Yeah, the last room, you get your map. Lovely. I always love that. How ironic. Anyway. Yay, I recovered my WHP. That one was a good one. Sometimes it does the opposite. And of course, it shows me my monsters, and obviously, there's no monsters. And now I can show you guys the last fun dungeon. I'll show you. And I have unfortunately collected all the Atlamelia, so I can't show you what Atlamelia collecting is. It's just an orb that's kind of the shape like there on that diorama parts. You just go up with toe in and touch it. If it's a level that only calls out, which there are some levels, I'll show it off a little bit here, where they will actually call out certain characters and you cannot switch from that character. So be careful there. You may have to get a lot of health items. Typically it will call out the character that you have just gained in that area, maybe a level or two later, so keep an eye out for that, because if you haven't powered them up, they are going to be very weak, so you're going to need a lot of health items to keep them alive, because again, if they die, you A, don't get past that level, and B, you lose half of your money. There is an item that you can help to prevent losing half your money, which is the gold bars, but you have to have 1,000 gilda to buy it, but it also sells for 1,000 gilda. So you're not making money or losing money on it, but it is a nice way to save money. So that way you can get better weapons, or if you're trying for the achievement or trophy, it's there and accessible for you and makes it so much easier, so you don't have to worry so much about whether you get killed. So this is the Moon Sea. It's outer space. You're in a crater. So I have collected all of these. So these blank areas are either special event areas where you'll gain that character sometimes, like the Divine Beast Cave. You find Zhao in one of those blank levels that has no Atlamelia symbols there. or it may be one that you cannot gain at or touch at Amelia because Tone is blocked, so it's like one that you have to take a different character through, and it'll literally bring that character out in the beginning. So this is the boss battle. I'm definitely not ready for it, so we're not gonna do that, but that is the boss battle. But I'll show you what the Moonsea looks like. If people want to see me do the boss battle at some point in time, you guys can always leave a message or a response on here. See, here we go with the thirsty thing again. Anytime you want to. If I see it, I get a notification of it, I might show off that boss battle, or hopefully you would have to do it soon. I could do a thing at some point in time where, well, that would be a little difficult. Just show off. It'd have to be a video series just doing one video of the boss battle for Dran, one video doing the boss battle for, yeah, each area will have to be its own separate video since I just stream. I don't have a current hookup to do like OBS or something to actually record right now. Working on it someday. Anyway, let's go back to him. As you can see, it takes a lot more hits because this is the latest area I've been on. The Pockles are back. Yeehaw! You have to watch out for them. Okay, and there you go. Look in the background. It's Earth! Or some close facsimile to Earth. Yay, Hell Pockles again. Hey, sweet! Now I can level him up. Do I have everything for him? Yes, okay. By the way, this is a very weak gun. You can buy it in Yellow Drops, which is the city for this dungeon. It's like 1,500 gilda to buy it. I recommend at least doing that, or saving up to 3,000 to get the other gun that you can purchase, which is 3,000, which is a Jackal, which is a machine gun. It's a little more powerful than this one. I bought 2 of the snails to do the synth sphere, which is what I did, so that's why it's at a level 65. Otherwise, it's pretty weak. Okay. So we leveled him up. We can go back to Toan here. Let's see, what weapon am I working on with him? This one? Okay. Alright. Just wanted to make sure he had stuff in it. Would help if I hit the right button. Here we go. Okay. So, this weapon is pretty weak. See, it's only got 32 attack versus 69, 74. So what I'll do is attach to that, doing my little trick again. Don't disappear. That's the only thing. His attacks string. So if you're hitting the action or X button too many times, the monster can disappear before you get to switch it. So be very careful about that. Just an FYI. Whee! Zoomy zooms. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey, and I got the map already. So, that's the other fun thing. If you get the map and that little purple orb that shows you where the monsters are, you know majority of your items, these levels, at least the earlier levels, will be more items. So that's always something fun to look forward to. However, later levels in the dungeons, they can be mimics, which again are a pain. A big pain. Okay, we did switch over. Good. Whew, almost didn't wake that in time. Switch my weapon. La-di-da. There we go. And it leveled it up. you can see underneath where it's like there's a heart, there's a sword, and there's the meter there. That shows you that little blue thing is your ABS leveling up, so you can also check that to make sure that it's switched over to the right weapon. Oh, there's 2 of these moon bugs. Uh-oh. See, I missed that. Because I was in the middle of another attack. Man, you're annoying. Die. Thank you for dying. See, that ABS actually went on to, from the last guy, went on to him, because I did not get to switch it over right away. There we go. Witch. It's a witch! I wonder if she weighs as much as a duck. Should we get the scale out? Switching back and forth. Oh, Pockle. Ow! See? Told you they steal money. Die. See? Weaker weapon. Takes forever. Yeah, I got my monies back. Wow, he took like 66 money off me. What a bumhead. Major bumhead. Feed Toe in here. Get his health back up. Oh, yep, witch. We definitely need to switch for the witch. Switch for the witch. Oh, if I remember correctly, Toan has 3 top weapons, top swords. Ow, dude! See, I'm not focusing now. Okay, really. Really, witch. You're really making me mad. Stop with your fireballs. Nope. Enough of your magic whistle. Ha! I got you. Back to focus. Anyway, Toan has 4 top weapons, which is why I have 4 weapons currently. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these can level up or have the ability to level up into a different top weapon. Well, he actually has 5, although the one from the Mardangarian isn't really highlighted or looked as a top weapon. It's just a special. She only has 1, which is why we only have 1. He has 2, and I didn't realize that right away, and had actually taken his other weapon that could have went into the other one and broke it into a sense sphere and put it on this. So, bummer. I'm gonna have to go get another weapon for him to actually, if I feel like getting all their top weapons. I don't want to call them ultimate, but yeah, pretty much top weapons. She has 2, so that's why we have 2 of them here. I believe he has 2. I just have not found another one for him yet. And I think he has 1 or 2, but again, I just got him. Haven't gotten another thing for him yet. So, we're working on it. But that's just an FYI if you want to play it and want to look forward to min-maxing weapons, or, you know, getting all of them if you're a completionist. That is something you will have to keep in mind. This is what you would use to get to the back in this level. I'm not going to do the back of this level because, yeah, it's a pain. I'm already struggling as it is right now. Sometimes I don't need to add in the special monsters. So those things I'll just collect until my weapons are a little stronger, and probably just do a whole bunch of dungeon runs. Oh god. The witch! It's back! You weigh like a duck. Whack whack. Come here. As you can see, my health is going down because thirst has reached its limit. plus because it's a thirst level. Yeah, dummy, guess what? You should probably switched. Oh well. Haha, you're dead. It just, again, takes more WHP to defeat them when it's a weaker sword. So now I have to rely on my auto up there. Ew, I lost money! Yuck! Stupid thing. Oh, definitely switching for those. These guys are really annoying. Almost as annoying as the witch. So we want a stronger weapon. Because they will continue to roll at you and knock you down continuously, and it's very annoying. Now these pockles I don't mind beating up with the regular weapon. Ow! Butthole. Nope. Stop hitting me with your shovel. It's rude. So rude. Anywho. But yeah, this is the game that has 2 of them in a level? Nice! I'm gonna save them for later. Anywho, this is the game that's pretty much been distracting me from my Spooktober. So I'm hoping to get my shit together, so to speak, excuse the language, and play more of the Spooktober, because October's almost over. So, but yeah, I just wanted to show off my little trip down memory lane that I've been taking. So, I mean, it's fun, it's quirky. If you like JRPGs, if you want a flashback nostalgia game, this'll do it. It can be very tropey at times, but like I said, it is a lot of fun, or at least I enjoy it. I know quite a few other people that I have heard, well, the few people that I have heard that have played it, because I honestly have not heard too terribly many people that have played it, but those that have played it and I've talked to, they have really enjoyed it and have a lot of good fond memories of having played it. So, I mean, enough people must have played it that there's a second one. Maybe at some point after I defeat this one, I can show off the second one. There's a photo mode, so to speak. You get to craft items, and to get ideas for items, you actually get to take pictures of certain things to gain those ideas to build an item, which is, it's a really neat aspect to it. So I wouldn't really call it a photo mode. It's not a photo mode as we know it nowadays, where you can take pictures of scenery and your character and blah blah blah. It's just a item building kind of thing. But anyway, this is my little lovely video of my nostalgia trip. So if you like the game, it is on PlayStation 4. You can download it. I would assume there's access to on PlayStation 5, but I don't know. I don't have one of those. I haven't been lucky enough to find one that's not exorbitantly priced, because scalpers. Maybe some year I'll be able to get one. We'll see. But yeah, if you like this game, you like what you've seen, give it a go. It's worth a try. I don't think it's really expensive. If I remember, it was like $20, $19.99. So it's really not that bad. And sometimes you can find it on sale. So yeah, you like JRPGs, give it a try. Anyway, that's gonna be this video for today. It is pretty late for me. Well, sort of. I have to eat and do some house chores because adulting sucks. But I will try to get back to Tokyo Dark Remembrance tomorrow. So thank you for the person that followed me earlier. And see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye for now.